everything is good on X.
Let me get over and share it. I don't know
Wait,
why it wouldn't let me connect today.
I don't know. I sent you a link that you can live stream too. Like Roy, yeah, everything is good. So hi guys, super happy to see you here. If you are already with us, you can make post in the chat or just say hi to us. Hi guys on the abstract if you're watching this. So today we'll talk about cybersecurity, and as always, in very easy conversation, we are trying to educate you guys just through our own experience. And yeah, hi first guys. So we are now live on X, on YouTube, and on Abstract.
And
And
Twitch and Kick.
what?
And Twitch and Kick.
Yeah, so we are live everywhere. But
Sorry to
you
throw you
also
off, Ira.
watching a recording on YouTube in a video. And yeah, I was scammed twice, guys. I don't know how about you, but I was scammed twice. And first time when I just decided to enter crypto, I just searching a link in the Google, and they gave me wrong link in the Google, and that's how I lost around $700. I was trying to buy NFT on OpenSea, so I just Googled OpenSea, and it gives me a wrong link.
Wow.
Happens. It
That
happens. It's kind of like a rite of passage, I feel like. It also depends on how you define scam, right? Because like you could be sold on this crazy NFT mint, which I'm sure a lot of us were, and they just were planning to rug, which is a little different than like a drainer link or anything. But yeah, we got Michael K with us today. What's up, Michael? Hope you're
Yeah,
doing
please
well.
introduce yourself, and yeah.
Yeah, definitely. First off, I want to say it shouldn't be a rite of passage for people to get drained in crypto. And I think we could get there if we talk about it the right way and make it super easy to digest. And really awesome and big shout out to you for hosting, this stream and letting us talk about it. So, yeah, my name is Michael K. I'm the senior BD manager at Consensus, as well as the product safety team at MetaMask. And I come from the Wallet Guard acquisition, which happened about 8 or 9 months ago at this point. So been moving very quickly, tons of different things developing, but it's been an amazing ride and can't wait to continue delivering to the people, good security, good privacy, good digital hygiene.
Dude, I had a question. Maybe I heard it wrong the last time, but the acquisition happened after that show you did, right? Where the like Shark Tank Web3 looking show?
Killer whales.
Oh, killer whales.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Was it
happened after on the
because of that?
timeline, but it didn't happen because of that. We were
Okay.
already working with MetaMask, so it was great, to be on the show as well, to like adhere to the Web2 audience, people that don't know that crypto security exists, which is huge. They were on Amazon, Google Play, Apple TV, so it's a great way to get in front of those that type of audience.
Yeah, that
Dude,
was.
yeah,
Oh,
sorry, go ahead,
go.
Trey.
No, you
Okay.
go, bro.
Yeah, no, I think that it's probably good for everybody that's watching to kind of get a little bit more context on who you are and why we asked you to come join us today. So could you explain what Wallet Guard is, kind of basically, and what kind of inspired you to start it?
Yeah, well, I didn't start it. So big shout out to the co-founders, Ohm and Martin, who I actually met in a Twitter space about 3 years ago. And it was a Twitter space they created about security in crypto. And a lot of people at the time were getting drained. There was really no security. People were basically just, signing signatures and confirming transactions and dodging bullets at that point. So, I come from Web2 cybersecurity. I was a CEO of an IT company for about 8 years that I helped scale to tens of thousands of customers and make sure that all their stuff is set up the right way. So it was a good transition from Web2 to Web3 cybersecurity for me, because right after that space, they hit me up and they're like, hey, we want you to be a brand ambassador. And I was like, that's awesome. It's like something to do. It's an unpaid position, but it's great because I'm able to talk about something that actually helps people. Not everything is about money. Like building something that's like open source and people are actually using and seeing a massive benefit out of is a major win, especially when I joined, we were at about 300 installs. And by the time we got acquired, we were at over 120,000 installs. So we were able to save those users over $60 million from scammers in just a year and a half. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that we were all on the same mindset, and we all moved to one hacker house in Texas, and worked with each other in the same house for a year and a half, hyperscaling Wallet Guard and making sure that our vision was like, you know, executed in the actual, you know, product itself, because we're degens, right? We're not just like VCs. We actually use Wallet Guard ourselves. And it's been amazing, because instead of now protecting just 120,000 people or trying to get people to install the Wallet Guard extension, we're now directly built into MetaMask, and MetaMask has over 35 million monthly active users. So we're stopping wallet drainers and giving clear, readable transactions and clear signing of signatures. Like, all of this stuff is massive win when it comes to onboarding people, keeping people safe, and also making sure that you understand, like, hey, security should be, you know, a part of that built into the product itself.
So is it like Pocket Universe, the same system?
Yeah, it's kind of like Pocket Universe, where it would do transaction simulation and it will detect wallet drainer kits. You know, big shout out to Pocket Universe, Revoke Cash, all of the different security tools that are building in the space. I think the more developers that are here, the better. There's always new threats popping up. And, you know, the great thing about Web3 is that a lot of this information is shared across all these different channels, as opposed to Web2, when everything's like behind closed doors and proprietary. So this is another reason why the space is so amazing.
What do you think the most common like new scam, what is the most common new thing that people are getting in trouble with as far as like Web3 security?
Yeah, I think like it's not even new things, right? A lot of Web 2 threats are bleeding into Web 3 assets. So we're expecting people to come into crypto when they don't even know the difference between an antivirus and a VPN, and they don't even have an antivirus. You know, people are dealing with malware, Trojans, social engineering, phishing scams. None of those have to do with Web 3, but they affect your crypto. They affect your Web 3 assets. So I think the biggest thing is making sure that we Web 2 before we Web 3. And that's something that I talk about in a lot of different spaces and speaking engagements, as well as a lot of the articles that are in the Wallet Guard Academy, which is another free resource that we have that breaks down how to set up your devices securely, what antivirus to use, what ad blocker to implement, because these are all things that, you know, should be part of your security stack when you are your own bank. Banks have multiple layers of security, and we're expecting people to come into crypto when they don't even know how to like manage their own passwords. So it's not even new stuff, Trey. It's just the same old rehashed stuff from social engineering and phishing. Nothing to do with wallet drainer links, but they actually drain your wallet in the end.
Where do we start? I'm sorry to interrupt there, but where do we start?
Oh, good.
Yeah. Where do you start? The first thing you want to do is make sure that your own device security is locked down. So, you know, a lot of people are afraid to perform security or to execute on actually like securing their devices, because they just don't think it's going to happen to them. You don't think your account's going to get SIM swapped until it gets SIM swapped. You don't think that you're going to lose the files on your computer until you spill water on it and everything is gone or it gets stolen. You're not thinking about a backup. You're not going to think about your wallet getting drained until your wallet gets drained. This is just human nature to not care until it's too late. So I think if we are a little more proactive in how we deal with security and really make it layman, because it is layman, like you don't have to go buy $1,000 firewall appliances. You don't have to go and perform 1,000,000 steps. I'm talking about simple setting changes. You know, things that you can do within minutes that make your account 10 times more secure. Now, nothing is 100% secure, but if you have all these settings and these tools that are doing a lot of the heavy lifting for you, and then you're also knowledgeable and you're keeping a security mindset on everything you do when you're connected to the internet, it's a lot harder for you to get compromised. You're as close to 100% secure as you could get, without like actually being 100%, because in security, nothing is 100%. You could have all the antiviruses and firewalls in the world, and if you're not paying attention and clicking approve multiple times on a transaction that's clearly a wallet drainer that you're being warned about, that was still on you. If you saved your seed phrase or your private keys digitally, like in your notes app, in your password manager, and if you texted it to yourself, anything digitally, that's on you when your seed phrase or private key gets compromised. You might
What
not be
about-
thinking
They
about it.
wanted to make photo.
Yeah, taking a picture of it. Yeah. But this is the thing. A lot of people don't realize that you're probably syncing your entire life to your iCloud or your Google account right now. All of your photos, your videos, your iMessages, your Notes app, everything that you're doing is actually synced into one point of failure. So if someone wants to get into your stuff and you're not cognizant of your security, or you don't understand what it takes for you to get SIM swapped because you don't actually own your own phone number, the phone company does, then within a simple, I mean, if someone wants to get into your stuff, they could get into your entire life. And guess what they're going to be looking for? Most likely a seed phrase, a private key, some piece of sensitive information that they could use as blackmail. These are all things that people don't think about until it's too late.
Yeah, I think that's great what you said about Web 2 security, that we need to at first learn what Web 2 security and then Web 3. And I highly agree with you. And I think that's something that they need to explain now in schools, how to recognize scammer, how to be like more sustainable in what like in cyberspace, like I don't know how to say it. And also, now it's super scary how actually it's safety in this space right now if they are opening your personal data from your phone to government, for example, in UK. That's something that we need to think about as well, because if they can open all your data from your phone, so we need to be so aware about the ways that we are saving our information in general. And yeah.
Well, you are choosing to upload and connect and allow everything to happen. It is up to you as the user to understand that you don't have to allow everything that pops up on your device. A lot of people, the Web 2 mentality is to click continue, proceed, allow, confirm on anything that pops up because they want to get to the next step. That doesn't work in Web 3. And also, a lot of people don't realize how much data that they're leaking or how much data or information they're giving away. They have tons of apps that are on their phone that they haven't used in months, running in the background, taking up space, battery life, having potential security issues, or data mining them in the background. There are browser extensions that people leave installed that eventually turn into malware and keyloggers, and they basically steal, your cookies, and they're able to sign in as you without even knowing your password or your two-factor information.
How do
A
we
lot
find
of
those? Fuck,
What's
I'm
up?
so sorry. I'm like a golden retriever that sees that squirrel going. How do you
Yeah, bro, you're
find
like,
that?
where do I? Yeah, so the thing is that basic security measures are gonna be what prevents you from all of these different types of threats. A lot of time when people get scammed or they get their wallets drained, they hit me up to do like an audit to figure out what happened. And I can tell you that almost 100% of the time, it was always preventable by doing simple things like having an antivirus, having wallet segregation, having an ad blocker. Ira, you talked about doing a Google search for OpenSea and being sent to a scam OpenSea website. Most of the time, when you're doing any crypto related searches on Google or Bing, you are being directed to a wallet drainer or a scam website. But if you have an ad blocker like uBlock Origin, which is something I talk about in the Wallet Guard Academy, it's another free and open source browser extension that blocks these advertisements from showing up in the first place. Think about all of the things that you wouldn't have to worry about accidentally clicking on. This is a good tool also for people in Web 2, for your parents or your grandparents to have in their browser, because they're probably doing Google searches and Bing searches, and they're clicking on scam ads or not the real link. I mean, these are easy wins. These are not things that take a lot of time. They're just a matter of not being afraid to do them, and then also realizing that you don't have to be sitting there sweating and shaking every time you're browsing the internet or clicking on a link, because you actually have your security set up the right way, and you also are security conscious as a default. It feels a lot better.
Yeah, and also I think it's important to say that, when you just entered crypto, for example, I remember my experience, I just opened Discord and, you see a lot of messages from people there like, oh, you have such a beautiful NFT. And they just, like part of the community in which you participate, like they write into you, oh, you have such a beautiful NFT, let's trade a bit. So it's important, I think, to mention that no one who writing you in the internet and suggesting to you a work or like trading or something is not a real your friend. Like they all trying to scam you, and that's the first thing it's important to understand, because they all the time creating new ways to scam you. You know, they now, for example, it's link about work calls in the Zoom, for example, right? Before it was just messaging and Discord, like let's trade our NFTs. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and this applies to both Web 2 and Web 3. This is a very simple tip that goes a very long way. If you are, this is something you should talk about with your family and your friends. If you are contacted by anyone, whether it's Microsoft, Apple, Coinbase, Binance, the IRS, and anybody claiming to be anyone, and they are contacting you through any means, which is a text message, a phone call, an email, a DM, any sort of means of communication, and they are telling you or claiming that something is wrong, or they're telling you to do something like click on the link or call a phone number or provide a code or open an attachment. If these three variables exist in the equation, you are about to deal with a scam. It is something that you are going to go down the hole of getting scammed, wasting your own time, wasting your own money, stressing yourself out over something that's not even real to begin with. The ultimate win when it comes to a tip for security in both Web 2 and Web 3 is to go to the source. So if you get an email from Coinbase about something wrong with your account, go directly to Coinbase's website. Don't entertain the links or the details in the email supposedly from Coinbase. It's not Coinbase. You already know what Coinbase is. Go and check through your own means. Don't entertain the incoming message. Same thing with something in Web 2. You order a package from Amazon, you get a text from FedEx about your shipment telling you that something is wrong and to click on this link to fix it. Do not entertain the links or the message that's supposedly from FedEx. Go directly to the Amazon account or the FedEx tracking number that you have in order to check the status of the shipment. So going to the source is the ultimate win. And this is how 99% of people get wrecked, because they get contacted by someone claiming something. And they do everything that that random person they've never met in their life tells them to do. That's it. Go to the source.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I kind of like wanted to take like a little bit of a step back. And you saying go to the source kind of like made me think of this, because like your access into your wallet, a lot of times if you're, self-custodying, there is no source other than you, right? Like you're in control of pretty much everything. And if we're like thinking of kind of like the audience of people new to crypto or maybe curious about crypto, I think it's important to kind of talk about uh, like when you create a wallet for the first time, what should you do? Because there's a lot of wallets now that offer you the ability to create a wallet based on like a Gmail account. And then there's another option where you have like a seed phrase. And so, wondering if you could give us like your perspective on someone brand new creating their first crypto wallet. What would you tell them to kind of do?
Yeah, and before I do, can I share my screen real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. Let me know if you could see this.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So everything that I've spoke about already and that I'm going to speak about when it comes to seed phrases is all in one place on walletguard.app. And if you go to Academy, there's like a breakdown of like all these different ways to prevent account hijacking, free tools that are web-based that you don't have to install or pay for. Here we go, safeguarding your keys. So there's a lot of different tips in here that we give. It's all free. It's all, publicly available. WalletGuard is being sunset, the actual extension, and the security dashboard and Snap are being sunset at the end of the month because now they're built into MetaMask. But the Academy is something that we're going to keep on running and keeping active because it's a great place for you to understand everything about how to manage your keys, what to look out for. Don't keep all your eggs in one basket. Different hardware solutions like Ledger and hardware wallets. Ways that you can, securely from different elements, keep your key. How do you recover your own keys, and can you recover your own keys? So all this information, again, is in the WalletGuard Academy. There's a bunch of great resources here, and I highly recommend people check it out. It's all on walletguard.app. It also, here's the security practices document This tells you, how to manage your passwords, how to manage your two-factor authentication, blocking scam advertisements, using an antivirus, safeguarding your keys. You try to make it really simple and all in one place, available for free. But as far as your keys, so I think it's super important to realize that, when you are making, your first wallet, you are provided with a seed phrase. And where you are making that first wallet is important. Obviously, if you're new to crypto, and you're not necessarily looking to do anything with a self-custodied wallet, or just own a little bit of crypto and not worry about it, then obviously centralized exchange is your best bet. Especially if it's under $1,000, you don't want to have to go through teaching somebody how to self-custody and then potentially scam themselves because they don't understand all the variables associated, because they don't even have that much skin in the game. So that's the best bet for people that are just trying to dip their toe in. But when it comes down to creating your own self-custodied wallet, the first step is, where do you save your seed phrase? Where do you save your private keys? What is the difference between a seed phrase and a private key? These are all things that people just don't think about, and they do it in a manner that is just easy. They take a screenshot of it on their phone, or they save it they copy paste it in their notes app or a password manager. Password managers get compromised. LastPass has been compromised multiple times. People unfortunately saved their seed phrases in their LastPass vaults, and LastPass as a company was compromised and leaked that information on the dark web, and a lot of money was lost, like tens of millions of dollars was lost from those leaks. So the best bet to keep your seed phrase or private keys is to make sure that you keep them offline, not connected to the internet, not connected to anything that has electricity running through it. This is why it's important to realize what a hardware wallet does. A hardware wallet is generating your seed phrase offline. It's not connected to the internet. It's not like it's not like a hot wallet or a piece of software on your computer. It's actually its own device. So, can you guys still hear me? There's like a
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
you're
yes.
good.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there's your ledger. Now people know
And it
what hardware
costs
wallet you use.
it costs like $50
This
only,
is one
right?
of them.
Not something expensive or hard to find.
If you're getting a hardware wallet like a Ledger or a Trezor, make sure you're getting it directly from the manufacturer, from the source. Don't buy it on eBay. Don't buy it from some random person. Get it directly from the manufacturer. I believe Ledgers start at around $100. Super
wow.
cost effective when you're considering you're using a cold wallet to practically, hopefully, save thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars worth of assets. But yeah, making sure that your seed phrase or private key is never saved anywhere digitally is the first step. And also understanding that keeping it on a single piece of paper is not good either. If someone finds that piece of paper, then they have access to your entire wallet. Look at Trey. What's up, Trey?
What last show we were talking about different ways to hide your seed phrase, and I was thinking each word is represented by a picture that is tattooed on my body somewhere.
No. See. Okay, so here's the other problem. People obfuscate their seed phrase way too much, right? Like they get it to the point where they themselves would not be able to recover it in a few years because they don't remember. So you don't want to make it too hard on yourself to remember your seed phrase. The great thing about hardware wallets like Ledger or Trezor, you can actually add a 25th word to your seed phrase that you set up yourself. So even if someone finds the entire seed phrase on a single piece of paper, they would still need the 25th word, which is something that only you know and you did not write down, hopefully on that same piece of paper, but you actually memorized it. So, there are definitely ways that people aren't just that are when they're coming into crypto, they're just too excited or they just want to make a ton of money and they don't realize like, hey, you're about to be your own bank. This is not just about, doing 100x. This is about decentralization and like understanding what's the point of you actually being here. Something that I talk about a lot, and setting it up the right way so that you don't get scammed or wrecked and then look at crypto as a scam and say, I'm never coming back, because that wasn't crypto. That was you getting scammed. That was not the blockchain or what the point of all this is.
And I want to say that, it's nothing, it doesn't mean you're too stupid for crypto if you was hacked, because we all, I think, was hacked, during like maybe some more often, maybe someone never, but it doesn't mean that you're stupid or something like that. It means that you just need to understand some basic safety tips maybe, or something like that, but it doesn't mean that you're something wrong with you. Because when I was scammed for the first time, I was only into gaming, at first. Like, I was entered crypto thanks to Axie Infinity game, and I was only into gaming, so I decided to try NFTs. What is it, and that's how I was scammed. And after this, I forgot about NFTs for a year or so, because I thought like I'm stupid for it, or something like this. And I was so disappointed. So I just want to make advice that don't be scared by, if you was scammed, just continue, but more carefully.
Yeah, you definitely never want anyone to feel stupid. I think that's like the last thing. I think the most important thing is making sure people understand what happened, because that actually makes them feel safer moving forward, as opposed to not knowing. Think about when you get drained. Uh, your emotions are all over the place. You don't know where to start and where to end. You don't know what to do. That's why one of the articles we made in the Wallet Guard Academy was what to do if your wallet gets drained. And it tells you exactly a breakdown on where you can submit that information, what government entities, the value, and different services like Seal 911, and what to do moving forward to make sure you're locked down and secure. We always see people on the timeline that's saying, I clicked the link and I got drained, but there's always a story behind it. And I think that it's important to talk about those stories. You shouldn't have to feel stupid about them, because talking about it makes it so that we can talk about how to prevent it. So in case one person is listening and they take one tip away from that conversation, that could prevent them from getting drained or dealing with the same scenario. So 100% agree. You never want anyone to feel stupid. We actually need people to talk about these things so that we can make sure to understand what exactly happened, so they're not afraid of coming back or navigating the space or the web at that point.
Yeah.
So you said don't save your seed phrase digitally, right? And you mentioned writing it down on a piece of paper. So most of my seed phrases I have in a fireproof box in my basement, and then I have them one other spot. How safe do you think that is? And what would you recommend me doing more than that? What would you recommend most people do with their seed phrases written down on a piece of paper?
Yeah, I mean, the ultimate win, in my opinion, is making sure that, again, you're not keeping the entire seed phrase on a single piece of paper, which is why I think like having a ledger with the 25th word that you set yourself. What are the chances that you forget a single word? Obviously, you want to tell that word. Sorry?
I faced with it. I wrote one letter and I didn't understood after what I meant. So I tried to, guess what this word about, and thanks God I didn't use this wallet. But if I send it to someone, mm, that's would be
Yeah,
crazy.
that's why one of the other parts of that article about seed phrases and private keys in the Wallet Guard Academy is making sure that you yourself can recover your own keys. So, if you're writing it down and later on you can't read your own handwriting, it's going to be hard, to get back into your own stuff. So I think making sure at that point in time where you are saving it, how you are saving it, to also check that you can get back in successfully, I think is also an easy win. These are all just prerequisite things that if you do them the right way, when you're doing it first, you're just going to feel a lot better moving forward, knowing everything's locked down and you could get back into your stuff. Roy, for your point, you don't want one point of failure, right? So if you have it in two places, that's good. And you also want to make sure that in case something happens to you, someone that you trust, hopefully a family member, can be able to recover the keys as well. There's also different services or ways that are going to be introduced that allow a time lock on assets. So like, for example, if there's no activity on a wallet for X amount of years, then send assets to another wallet, and that wallet could be a wallet that someone you trust controls. So I think this is the beauty of what can be built on chain, and how we can remove all these like elements of human, failure in between, and have smart contracts and all these different layers of tech actually execute these things for us. I think also when we're talking about what's the next step, and we talk about EIP 4337 or account abstraction, how do we get rid of seed phrases and private keys at the wallet level? How do we reduce a lot of the friction? How do we get rid of or abstract different parts of, let's say, switching networks or having to have multiple layers of security? I think a lot of this should be handled by the wallet, and I think that's what we've been doing and shipping for the past, year with MetaMask. That it's really focusing not only on the privacy preserving and security aspect, but also the UI, the UX, and making it more user friendly, because that's the ultimate win, right? If you have a wallet that is handling all those layers and you just have a guardrailed good experience, it's going to actually keep people from getting scammed. It's going to reduce those fund loss incidents that you constantly see people dealing with on the timeline.
What
Mhm.
are I'm so sorry. What are some of the things that at a wallet level that can be done to, make it that easy? Because to
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
like, obviously MetaMask is awesome and great, but how much can you put into one spot? Or like, is
Yeah.
that something that a company can I don't know. Yeah, hopefully you get what I'm asking here.
Yeah, let's talk about it from the standpoint of Wallet Guard, right? You would have to have Wallet Guard as a separate browser extension.
Right.
And now it's built in directly into MetaMask, right? So
Yeah.
you don't have to have a separate browser extension. Then when it comes down to account abstraction, and once the IP 4337 is rolled out, then we can eliminate the need for seed phrases and private keys and give users more control of their own wallets by using smart contracts. Then we talk about network abstraction. You no longer have to, in a recent update that we released, switch your networks in MetaMask. You can have 5 different tabs open, all on different networks. And as you bounce from tab to tab, MetaMask is switching the network for you.
Huh.
These are all things that we need to do at the wallet level to remove all these elements of friction, to remove having to have 5 security extensions installed, or have to manually switching networks, or having to juggle seed phrase and private key security. If we get to that point, which we are, and also every layer of the wallet and part of the stack is transparent and secure and focused on being privacy preserving, that's an ultimate wallet. Like, it's the operating system of the future. The wallet is the OS of the future.
Also, I want to back at least from what to what you said about Web 2, and said like now a lot of hacking happens because people was sending each other, like your friend sending you message like, hey, let's collaborate with me, let's do something together, and you don't know that he's a hacker until you just download this file for making call together, and you understand like your old wallet like deleted from your browser, and that's how you like no, they even receive right now remove access to your computer, right? So they're receiving like all access to your personal data, your wallets and everything. And is it like new way to hack people, or it was like this all the time? Because I hear about this last time like constantly, that people was hacked this way by remove control on the computer.
No, it's been the same thing. You're just installing malware and you're believing the person DMing you that whatever it is real when it's not. It's
Yeah.
that simple. And if you just have an antivirus, you don't have to, most likely worry about that, because it'll detect that it's a Trojan or malware or something that's going to remotely execute before you even open it on your computer. But most people don't care. Most people don't care even about spending $20 on a good antivirus like Malwarebytes to cover tens of thousands of dollars worth of assets and Web 2 data. Like, it's kind of scary to think that people
Mhm.
are out there just navigating the internet with no antivirus, no ad blocker, no VPN, publicly identifying themselves, not being anonymous as they browse the web. I mean, it's insane. And then they're like, "Oh, I got hacked." It's like, bro, you asked for it. You literally asked to get hacked.
Yeah, I know, but what antivirus do you recommend for?
Everything that I recommend is in one article in the Wallet Guard Academy for best security practices. I talk about what VPN to use, which is
Mhm.
Molvad, which is a privacy preserving VPN. Let's go. Privacy preserving VPN. It doesn't require you to have a username, email, and password, which is therefore not privacy preserving because other VPN services require you to have an account and you're already self-identifying all of your internet traffic through said account. So with Mulvad, there are no usernames, passwords, or emails. You also have the ability to pay with crypto. So Mulvad is the VPN that I recommend. Very cost effective. I think it's like $50 a year for 5 devices. What's up, Dogwiz? Good to see you. So Mulvad is the VPN I recommend using. If you're using a free VPN, you are being data mined. You are the customer. I highly recommend you stop using a free VPN immediately and actually use a real privacy preserving VPN like Mulvad. As far as an antivirus, there are tons of antiviruses out there. A lot of them are garbage or they slow down your device. The one that I recommend is Malwarebytes, but specifically the premium version. It's about $20 for the year. For your device. You can actually find different licenses on Amazon and stuff. It's like, $50 for 5 licenses for the year, 5 different devices. But Malwarebytes Premium is the antivirus that I recommend. It has the best detection rates, in my opinion. It has proactive detection, meaning if you are about to download an attachment, download a fake interview you were invited to, download a fake game invitation, download something from someone that you trust, and thinking it's real, meanwhile they're compromised and they're sending you something that's malicious. Malwarebytes Premium is probably going to detect it and warn you before it even executes. So far we have a VPN that's privacy preserving, which is Mulvad. We have an antivirus like Malwarebytes Premium that's actively detecting any of these nonsense scams that you see on the timeline getting wrecked by every single year. And we also have, as far as an ad blocker, uBlock Origin. uBlock Origin is open source, it's free, and it's available for Chromium-based browsers, Firefox. It basically stops advertisements like what we talked about before, all those Google and Bing ads that are leading you to fake scam websites. These are things that just don't need to be there. All of these solutions are Web 2 solutions, but they help protect your Web 3 assets. So again, everything is in that article in the Wallet Guard Academy, and it's all in one place, including the VPN, the antivirus, the ad blocker, and even things like your password manager or even a backup service. So it's all there.
People here asking, what about a set not 32? I had this antivirus too. And by the way, when I was hacked by also this link about let's have a call, my antivirus doesn't show me that this is scam link or scam file. And I was searching like, is it scam or not? Is it scam or not? And almost all antiviruses and sites told me that it's not. Like everything is good. You can continue using your computer, but also I understood like my Windows, I still using Windows, was too old to recognize this virus, so it's important what technique you use, not technique, how to say, what computer you're using, right? Because all computer can be scammed more easily, right?
Well, older operating systems can be scammed
Yeah.
more easily. I use, I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people think just because they have a Mac that it's already secure and they don't have to do anything. That's not true. People with Apple computers. Sorry?
I feel this with my iPhone, that I'm super protected, but I feel it's not.
Yeah, so there are definitely ways that people compromise their Mac or iOS devices. Malware still exists. It's all the same types of threats. Obviously, it's less than Windows because Windows has a much larger market share. But this is why it's important to understand that when you are using anything connected to the internet, to have your security set up the right way, so you don't have to worry about Web 2 or Web 3 threats as often as people are worrying about them. So having an antivirus, having a VPN, having an ad blocker, this is not something that you have to think or do every single day. You're setting it up once. All it takes is a day for you to sit down and actually do it. But most people that are listening to this stream, or even that are on the stage here, will probably not do anything that I am saying until they get compromised and scammed. So this is just something we all have to agree upon, that it's human nature. Right?
No,
Security is funny until it's not. Like,
I just
let's admit it.
Mm-hmm.
I just picked up malware and uBlock. They're both now on my computer.
Let's answer
Let's go.
on this question about Asset Not 32. Do you think it's a good antivirus or not?
I personally haven't used it. I haven't heard bad things about it, but the one that I recommend is Malwarebytes. And obviously, you know, if you've used ESET and it's worked for you, then I would compare its definitions to everything else.
Okay, thank you. And
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out because I use like the basic shit, right? Like I have like ExpressVPN, and I don't even know what antivirus I have, but it seems like the bigger ones like are actually not the ones you should use, because if you are trying to take advantage of this, you're gonna go after the ones that the most people have to like figure out how to break through first, right? Like is that the logic there? So using like underground like antiviruses are sometimes better,
No, I
or
mean, you don't want to. It's not that Malwarebytes is an underground antivirus, and it's not that like Norton or McAfee are like these major one. Like Norton and McAfee have done the most advertising. That's why most people know about them. But when you compare their definitions and their detection rates against Malwarebytes, I mean, it's
not
you
even
could
close?
tell which one. Yeah. So, and again, like this is just through my experience of being in IT for over 20 years and dealing with both residential and business customers. Shout out to Dogwiz again, talking security. But yeah, so you know, there's reasons why, and again, like it's not like my opinion is the right answer. I'm telling you guys like what I recommend, right? Like, and if you want, you could go do your own research on it, but most likely you're not doing anything I'm recommending anyway. So, like, what's it matter?
Yeah, but
and
no, that's why we have you on, because we know that you're educated in this field way more than we are, so that's why your recommendation is good, you know.
Yeah, and again, I want to be candid about the responses. Otherwise, it's a boring conversation. Like I'm just like, yeah, we do transactions and like it'd be like people would be falling asleep. So I want to add a little bit of spice to it.
You realize that it's boring, right? That's already cool. No, I mean,
well, you're talking to somebody. You're talking to somebody that's been speaking about security for over a decade. So yeah, I don't worry.
no,
I know it's boring. I got you.
that's fine. And by the way, Hazel asking us, how can I recognize and avoid phishing scams targeting crypto users? And I already, thanks to this conversation, I can answer this. And I didn't know this before, that exactly good VPN protects you from phishing links, right? Now I can
Incorrect. Completely incorrect. So
What?
let's talk about what a VPN is.
Yeah.
So most people think that a VPN is an antivirus and an antivirus is a VPN. That's not true. That's why they're called two different things. So a VPN, what it does is it randomizes your IP address as you're browsing the internet day to day. Because if you don't have a VPN, you have the same public IP address with every website and service that you interact with, meaning you are self-identifying your internet traffic everywhere and everything that you do. This is why a VPN, which randomizes your IP, is super important because it's privacy preserving. You are not navigating the internet with the same address every day. Let's say you are a target or someone wants to know where, the general area of where you live is, or someone wants to constantly ping your router for an open exploit because you haven't updated the firmware on your router in years because you don't think about that. Like these are all things that a VPN would be able to subvert because you are randomizing your public IP address every day instead of using the same one, and which rarely ever changes, and exposing your identity pretty much on the internet. That's why a VPN is important. I have a VPN enabled on every device that I use. It is set to auto enable when I restart my device, so I don't have to think about it. And it makes sure that it is randomized every single day, so I don't have to think about having the same public IP address everywhere that I go. So number two, an antivirus. An antivirus is what stops bad attachments and downloads and malware, Trojans, viruses, malicious extensions. An antivirus is what's stopping anything that's a threat on a Web 2 level, right? So a website that's a phishing website telling you to mint an NFT for free, is not something that an antivirus is going to protect you from, because there are no threats that are on a Web 2 level, that are on the device level. That is a Web 3 threat. That is something that you need, something that has a transaction simulation built in, like MetaMask at this point, which will tell you in plain English what's entering and leaving your wallet. And this is why an antivirus is not a VPN. An antivirus is not a Web 3 security tool. A transaction simulation is not an antivirus, right? There's a reason why they're all different things, but if you set them up the right way and you just do this once, then you don't have to sit there constantly thinking and being misinformed about this, because a lot of people advertise VPNs incorrectly. A lot of streamers and KOLs on YouTube advertise VPNs as being security when actually they're about privacy. So this is why education is so important. And that's why I made that article in the Wallet Guard Academy that breaks down exactly what VPN to use, what antivirus to use, what ad blocker to use, and the fact that they're all different things. And it's important to have all of them at the same time.
Bam.
Bam, mic drop, for real. That was so awesome to know. That's crazy. I didn't know like most of this information, I think. Roy,
Yeah. You got to make it easy. Real quick, I see a comment from Dubious NFT Lover. It looks like I can't add uBlock Origin on Chrome anymore. Any other suggestions? Added it to Brave though. So this is super important. Chrome has disabled the ability for you to use a certain version of Manifest, which uBlock Origin relies on. So you can no longer use the full uBlock Origin on Chrome, Google Chrome specifically, which is why I always recommend not using Google Chrome at all. I recommend using Brave. Brave is a privacy preserving browser. It has ad blocking built in, and combined with uBlock Origin is the ultimate win when it comes to ad blocking. It does not report everything you do back to Google, but it is based off the Chromium engine, which means you could still sign into a Google account. You could still use the same extensions that you can use as in Google Chrome, but you are doing it in a privacy preserving manner that's not reporting everything back to Google. And Brave does support uBlock Origin because they believe in that manifest and being able to block advertisements. Another thing that obviously Google is on a different page on. So I recommend using Brave for your internet browser. I use it on all my devices. I don't use Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Safari. Like, I'm using Brave. In my opinion, it's the most privacy preserving, secure, and isn't going to report everything I'm doing back to home base.
It's just more convenient too, because you don't have a bunch of shit popping up. Like you go to websites on Chrome and like there's ads everywhere, and it's like fucking.
Yeah.
When you go to Brave, it's like clean. It's like
yeah.
nice, you know.
And also it's faster because it's not having to render all those ads and scripts as you're loading the page. It's blocking them immediately, right? So you actually have less memory usage as opposed to Google Chrome. So there's a reason, there's a reason why I recommend Brave.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't use it, by the way.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Brave. I got this PC 2 months ago, and it's already saved me 9 minutes. Look at that.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Ira, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like unless there's more questions coming in, which it does look like there is, what do you think about VPS versus VPN? I was told it eliminates the lag that VPN brings along.
So you'd be surprised. Molvad has very quick response times. I mean, you could do like a bandwidth test. I'm getting almost the same that I'm getting as if I'm not turning the VPN on. So Molvad is very quick. A VPS does require a little more work and configuration, but I think for the masses, using Molvad as a VPN is an easy win. It doesn't require much configuration at all. And to me, no matter which one I'm bouncing from, which location, I haven't seen any issue with lag or delay. I even game using Molvad as the VPN, and I haven't seen any issues with ping.
That's pretty sick, because I feel like if I have my VPN on ExpressVPN while I'm trying to play a game, it just gets all fucky. So I usually end up turning it off while I'm doing like high demand things,
Yeah, I mean, if you want like the ultimate clean like connection, right? Like, of course, you turn off everything and you're like directly connected. But I mean, the difference when I'm using Molvad is very negligible.
That's good to know. That's good to know. I think I'm going to check out Malvad for sure. Yeah, I mean, we've plugged it a couple times, or you've plugged it a couple times, but yeah, just want to plug one more time. Definitely check out the Academy page on walletguard.app. I was looking through some of the articles while we were sitting here talking, and there's tons of stuff for people that are curious about or determined to take their security a little bit more seriously. So definitely want to bring attention to that. Definitely check that out if you are listening. Either way, even if you think you're the most secure motherfucker on the blockchain, you might learn something.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Ira.
No. I just said I agree with you.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just gonna mix it up a little bit because we've been talking security, which I know is what we were here to talk about. But I was curious, Michael, like what are you kind of looking at on chain? Are you like what are you excited about? I know it's like you're very like career oriented, and I'm sure you're excited about a shit ton of things you're doing with MetaMask and Consensus. But as just a user of blockchain, what is making you excited?
Yeah, I mean exactly what you said. MetaMask and Consensus, something that we just dropped during ETH Denver was the metal MetaMask card. It lets you use your crypto IRL, and you don't have to deal with insanely high fees, or you use your own self-custodied wallet. I mean, it's the ultimate win. It's the answer to the question when people in Web2 ask, well, I can't use my crypto anywhere. No, now you could use it at over 90 million merchants worldwide, and it's instant access to your crypto. You get crypto back on every transaction. You get up to 11% back using community rewards as well. So just imagine you are your own bank. You're earning rewards on every transaction, and it's the ultimate win for bridging Web 2 to Web 3 instantly, and vice versa. I could actually have it on me. I could show you guys the physical real quick.
Dude, when Chris D brought that shit into the Airbnb, I was so jealous. He dropped that shit on the counter and it was like, ding. I was like, oh shit, that
Oh
shit's
yeah.
fire. So my question is, when is this going to be available for
That's so
me?
cool.
So dope.
We all
Yeah.
want so much.
Metal card. You walk in, you say, do you guys accept crypto? They say no. You say, can I try? You tap it, bam, you use your on-chain crypto instantly, and you get paid basically to do it. So
How does this different from like a Coinbase debit card? Because I have one of those.
yeah, so this is way different than a centralized exchange card. You are not owning the keys to that account. So this is your own self-custodied wallets. You could switch them on the fly. You give approvals on chain. This is a much more granularly protected card because you actually require approvals in order to use your assets, because it's dealing with something that is truly on chain. So it's not a centralized exchange card. It's not a top-up crypto card. It's not a prepaid crypto card. It's not a credit card. This is literally just a bridge from your on-chain crypto anywhere fiat is accepted through MasterCard.
Do you have to have USDC or USDT, or can you use like ETH or whatever is in your
Yeah, there's
wallet?
actually a few coins supported right now, including including ETH, including USDT, USDC. There's about 4 or 5 meme coins on Linea, and the goal is to add more networks, more coins, more support. And you can actually log in every day and claim your USDC, and use it back against your balance, or claim it back to another wallet. Like everything is there. It's like the ultimate win when it comes to using your crypto.
What's about fees? Are these crazy when you're using this card,
No, since everything is basically leveraged on Linea, which is our L2, transaction fees are like 0.002 cents.
Real? That's
So they're
crazy. Wow.
sorry.
That's crazy cool.
Yeah, so the transaction fees are literally part of the transaction at that point. They're a fraction of a penny. And then since you're getting 1 to 3% crypto back, 1% on the virtual card, which you could sign up for right now and add to your Apple or Google Pay and start using anywhere right now. Or you can get on the wait list for the metal card, which is coming next month, to get 3%. But you're getting those rewards on every transaction. So you're actually, even if there is a transaction fee that is happening on the spot, let's say it's a spot conversion, it's actually less than the rewards that you're getting back every single time.
Oh yeah. So we just go into our MetaMask, and it should be pretty easy to get the virtual card and sign up for the waitlist.
Yeah, if you go to your MetaMask and click on portfolio, or you go to portfolio.metamask.io, or you just go to metamask.io, which is our main site, and you go to card or products and card. The card page has the sign up if you're in a supported region. Currently, there's 27 countries that are supported. There's the wait list if you're in an unsupported region, so you could get notified as soon as your region is supported. And there's also the wait list for the metal physical version, which is coming soon as well. So it's all in one place, metamask.io, and then /card, or portfolio.metamask.io, and then tap on card.
I have a problem with it actually. I think in my area nothing is available, even YouTube subscription, So can I just go in some country where it is available, take my card there and just move back, or
No, you have to have so there is a level of KYC. There is no credit check. It's not a credit card. We're not storing any information as MetaMask. This is all done to verify in case there's chargebacks or disputes on a transaction, because it's through MasterCard as the funnel to 90 million merchants. So you have to reside in a supported region in order to get the actual card and verify that you are a real person, which is also going towards proof of humanity. So anyone that has the card, any project can now tap into a Sybil resistant user base. You can now perform airdrops to people that are real people and not spreading it across bots and farmers. So it's the ultimate win when it comes to the projects and community side as well. And there's a lot of things we're cooking on that front. So that's also going to be releasing soon.
Dude, I'm excited. I really like that term because it sounds like it's different. And I know we probably should wrap up soon. Want to be respectful of your time, but proof of humanity versus KYC, and like kind of what that looks like, because that seems like a good bridge between like the need to know that you're not a bot, but also protect your actual identity, which is at the core ethos of crypto, so
yeah, and that's why it's a beautiful thing, because we don't have to know any information about you, but we know that you're a real person. We don't need to know your name, your phone number, your address, anything about you. You are still using even your own self-custodied wallet, as I stated, as in a crypto card. So let's pretend that there's more documentation required, or the account closes. You're still your own wallet. You own your own keys. You could go do whatever you want. Like this, that's why every layer and everything that we do at MetaMask, we might move a little slower than other wallets, but it's always focusing on privacy preservation and security. Making sure that you understand, like, you still hold your own keys. Everything's open source. It's transparent, and we're doing it in a way that maintains that like company value.
hell yeah. MetaMask was my first self-custody wallet. Still
Same
using
Let's
it
go.
very frequently.
Yeah.
Let's go. And just so you guys know, there's a little bit of alpha, full UI and UX revamp, as well as multi-chain support. We're turning on Bitcoin and Solana. We're also working on gasless transactions. We're doing a performance overhaul, especially on mobile. So there's going to be a lot of improvements on the actual user experience on the performance side. So this is all stuff that we've been cooking on for a while. But again, we always focus on being privacy preserving and maintaining a security focused mindset on every part of every moving part of the wallet itself. So it's always in the favor of the user, but I think we're definitely cooking, and people are going to be excited. And when you combine all of that with the MetaMask card and being able to use your crypto in real life, I mean, what else do you guys want, right?
Dude, and forgive me, I'm gonna be a little honest, even though I know you work for MetaMask, but there was like back last cycle, it seemed like a lot of people were using MetaMask, and then Sol came around, and everyone's like, oh, I want to check out this new fast chain. Phantom kind of positioned itself above MetaMask, at least on the market kind of sentiment side of things, at least for a while. But it sounds like the changes that you're making and some of the new features along with the card, along with the fucking acquisition of Wallet Guard, like MetaMask is really like positioning itself to like be that fucking dominant wallet. And I think one thing as like a more crypto native person that likes to experiment with like new chains and different things going on, like the big like as I really do like Phantom. Phantom is awesome, and like their mobile experience specifically is unmatched. However, you can't add custom chains to fucking Phantom, dude. And it's like kind of annoying because it's like, oh, I want to play with Abstract. Well, can't use Phantom. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I want to play with Hyper EVM. I can't, or
Yeah,
even like Arbitrum. Like, I don't know. So sorry, go ahead.
yeah. I mean, it kind of like, MetaMask is a 9-year-old wallet at this point. The original code base was EVM. It was not built for multi-chain. So when you're talking about the progression over time, it takes a massive internal lift to revamp that architecture while maintaining being privacy preserving and security focused. So this is why I state, like, look, we might move slower than some other wallets. And again, big shout out to those other wallets, just like the other security companies in Web3. The more developers, the more people building, it's a net positive for the space. Big shout out to Phantom, but at the same time, like, we want people to also understand there's a lot of things that happen in the background that we don't necessarily broadcast on a daily basis. And minimal changes do affect a very large user base of over 35 million monthly active users. So, a small change is, we have to really think about what we're doing and how it's being rolled out. But we're doing it in a way that's like practical, the most practical for the user as well. And plus the fact that you can add any EVM, right? Like you said, like you can put in any RPC information, interact with it inside of MetaMask. And the fact that we've been, cooking on multi-chain and Solana support and Bitcoin support, I think is going to be a massive win. And also everything else that's coming down the line. So, it's exciting. It's exciting stuff to be part of it and to like really see what people are saying and engaging with people, taking in their opinions. Like, we want this to be the people's wallet. Like, tell us exactly what's up, because I agree. It was a jank experience for the past few years. Like, it got to the point where it was like laggy, right? Like, it wasn't fun to use MetaMask. So, these are all things that are concerns that we're addressing. And I think people are going to be really surprised by what's coming.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much. It was amazing conversation for real, and I think I will reinstall all my browsers, everything that I have after this conversation for real. I need to do this, and also, if you don't mind, we'll happy to invite you on some of the next our streams to talk about maybe wallets more or blockchains or something, because we will be definitely happy to talk with you more. I just don't want the stream to make like a movie, for people, so they could compare what to watch, our stream or movie. But still, I have my last question, and it's more about personalities or something like this, because every person that was scammed, we were started thinking that who are these people who are scamming us. Do you have this question, do you have this answer as a person who work with it constantly? Who are the people who are scamming us? Why they doing it, and how we need to remove this offense from our heart, how we can forgive them?
So after dealing with a lot of scams in both Web 2 and Web 3, and also reverse social engineering scammers in order to get more information out of them, it's interesting because some of these scammers don't want to be scamming, but they have to in order to survive. And sometimes they're put into the position that they're in because of the economics in their country, or because they owe somebody something and they're doing it as a favor. There's a lot of different things that we don't think about when it comes to like a humanitarian level. But at the same time, a lot of these scammers go to sleep perfectly well at night knowing that they stole your hard-earned money, and knowing that they took something from you that now you don't even know who did it, and they're the ones that are responsible. So I can't sit here and point a finger at a specific person or a specific group of people, but what I can say is that the way that we can be prepared is by sharing good information and making sure that that good information is setting us up the right way. I didn't sit here and tell you guys to go do your own research. I referenced articles and the names of software to use. I referenced the settings that you should be changing. This is a stream that I think is filled with unlimited value in knowledge that people should be sharing and really thinking about anytime themselves or they choose to onboard anybody else. The last thing you want to deal with as someone talking about crypto is one of your friends calling you up and telling you that they just lost everything because they didn't know what they were doing or because they tried to figure it out themselves. We are here to help each other be each other's banks. And I think like this is why it's so important. And a big shout out again to you guys.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, it was awesome space for you. Thank you so much.
You're the bestest.
You're the best.
You're the bestest.
Good for
Appreciate
me.
you guys.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
and if no one have a questions, we can finish this space, and I will publish it as a video on YouTube. So yeah, people can share this video, and other people can watch it.
Amazing. Awesome
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So appreciate everybody for tuning in. Much love.
Thank you
Yeah.
for
See you
being
next
here.
week, Monday, 2 p.m.